is the Hollywood Chronicles with Frank McKay. Tune in each week for exclusive interviews with your favorite celebrities.
Frank McKay here with one of the great actors of our time. Absolutely thrilled to have him once again. Henry Winkler is our very special guest, and Barry, season 4 of Barry, which is, if you're not watching it, you're making a huge, monstrous mistake. The casting people, I don't know if there's awards for casting people, but boy, they should get every award there is. What chemistry they have and what talent, array of talent. And by the way, before I bring Henry on, I should mention, about 10 years ago, my daughter and young friends are talking about this book series that they were obsessed with, and I mean obsessed with. Hank Zipser, it was called, and I'm listening to them, and then all of a sudden I hear Henry Winkler's name come in, and I said, I say, hey, girls, Henry Winkler, the actor? And they say, no, he's a writer, and tell me how great this book series is. And I'm looking, and Henry Winkler wrote this book series, and of course it went on TV later, but they were absolutely obsessed with this great book series, Hank Zipser, and I always get a kick out of it. They had no idea he was an actor. But without further ado, let me bring on Henry Winkler. Henry, how are you?
What a great introduction, and tell your daughter she has excellent taste.
Well, her and her friends, they loved it, and I mean, wow. I mean, it just, I was blown away. I was like, Henry Winkler wrote a children's series, and they just loved it. They knew every character, and they would act out, and
Thank you.
Just amazing. So, listen, great job there. But what I said about Barry.
I wrote it. I wrote those books. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I wrote those books with Lynn Oliver, and our 38th novel comes out this October, and it's called Detective Duck. A little duck is on a pond in New Hampshire, and she takes care of her friends.
Wow. Listen, congrats on that. What a great feeling that must be. You're teaching people to read or to love reading, and this is something that wasn't easy for you. And if I remember correctly, did you have dyslexia?
I do.
You do?
Never lose it. You just learn to negotiate it. But reading has always been difficult for me.
Wow, it's unbelievable. And you're a Yale guy, am I right?
Yeah, but I got into Yale in the drama school. Here's the truth: I would never have been accepted to Yale in the undergraduate. I went to Emerson in Boston, one of the only colleges that said yes to me, and I had 4 amazing years at Emerson College.
Wow, what a story. And your career, let me tell you, I could watch you in anything. I just watched The Waterboy again the other day. I just thought you were tremendous in that role. I mean, just great. Yeah, but Barry, like I said about the casting, I mean, back me up on this, Henry. What a job they did putting an array of talent that's you wouldn't necessarily think of.
Also, all of the guest stars are amazing, and they are up for an Emmy almost every year, and they have never won. Sherry Thomas and her partner, Miss Bialy, and they are amazing. They are amazing at what they do.
Yeah. Did you know right away? I mean, it's hard to know that something's going to have like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever it has. But did you know right away that this would be a winner, or is it so hard to tell?
You know, this is what I've learned over my career. You never know. You think, oh my gosh, this is going to be great, and it falls on its face, or you have no idea. And certainly not Barry, because it changes all the time. And you think, I don't even know where we are now. And yet, you just go to work and you have the best time.
Wow. Just unbelievable. Did you work with Bill Hader before this? Pardon my ignorance on that.
No, I auditioned for Bill twice. I got the call months after I auditioned, and he said, I just can't get you out of my mind. I would like you to play Gene. I said, I would be so happy to do that, and it's turned out to be one of the great experiences of my life.
it's got to be interesting. And again, I'm a lay person. I'm not an actor, but I appreciate good acting. But watching the evolution of a character, and especially a great character like Gene, at this point, I can't imagine anybody but you playing Gene. But are you a big part of the process with the writers, or do you kind of interpret what they do? I mean, what's the process when you get your script?
Well, that is it. The actor's job. First of all, that's why the writers are striking. It's so important that they are taken care of, because they are the beginning and the end. If it isn't written, there's nothing for you to do. There's nothing for anybody to direct or produce or build a set for. So the writers are the first, most important part of the process. Your job as an actor, read the script, understand what the writer is saying, understand what the director wants, and then your imagination. And you take that triangle and you try to meld it into a circle.
It's great. Listen, great advice for anybody acting out there, or just us trying to understand what you guys are doing over there. It's just tremendous. But we should say I am 100% with the writers on this, and I hope they get what they want. They're so underappreciated.
What they deserve, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm cheering them on 100%. Are you getting more scripts like constantly now that there's so many different outlets? And forget about the actors, I mean the writers strike for a second, but with all the over the top, the Hulu and the Netflix of the world, do you just constantly get scripts? I assume that's your reality.
No, believe it or not, remember there are so many actors, and there are so many actors for all these people to choose from. And because I have been doing Barry for 4 years, you're pretty much off the market. Now we'll see what happens. But, I'm having the most wonderful life. What scares me is am I ever going to find anything as powerful, as poignant as Barry?
Yeah. Wow. Nice problem to have, though, if you think about it.
It really is. Believe me, I'm grateful. As the season now goes until the end, I think there are 3 or 4 more episodes. It's jaw-dropping.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I know you're on a tight schedule here. I could talk to you forever. Henry, you're the best. Congrats on Hank, the series, too, and your 38th novel. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, and give my best to your daughter.
I will, for sure. Henry Winkler, honor to have you, as always.
Thank you, Frank.
Henry Winkler, the great Henry Winkler, everyone, has been our very special guest. And what a great guy. I met him briefly, in person, but just I've had him on the show before. And hyperbole aside, what a great actor this guy is. We go through a whole interview, not even mentioning his early work, Lords of Flatbush, and then Fonz, of course, and the early episodes of Happy Days. He was just absolutely tremendous. Yale drama graduate who has dyslexia, no less. Didn't read a book till he was 31 years old. He just figured out. As he just put it, he negotiated it. But he's just written, along with Lynn Oliver, their 38th novel. But, my daughter and her friends, and they loved Hank Zipser. And it's a book series by Henry and Lynn. But 38 different novels, and I think he's 77 years old now. He's just tremendous. The last time I spoke to him, if anybody happened to catch that, I asked him about roles that he may have passed up that he regretted, and he said Danny Zuko, and he said something like John Travolta is flying private jets, and he's driving his jalopy. He's worth a lot of money. Henry Winkler. He's got a lot of bucks. Let's face it. But still, I guess if he would have been in Greece, and it was offered to him first, it was his to choose, and he turned it down. And Very candid of him to say that, but what an actor, what a talent Henry Winkler is, and if you're too young to remember Happy Days, watch the early episodes when there was a laugh track. Actually, I noticed like when they went in front of a live audience, all the actors got louder, and not the act that his acting wasn't great all throughout, but it got more of a caricature-ish as it went on, because they featured the Fonz. He was a side character, just a dropout. That was kind of not cool. He was very cool to all these nerdy kids or these straight-laced kids. He was this dropout mechanic and rode a motorcycle, wore a leather jacket, and he was like the James Dean of the area. Could punch a pinball machine and get free games, whatever. He knew how to do all kinds of things, but then, again, the words jump a shark or jump the shark, came because he jumped it on a water ski or whatever. And that's when the writers just got, made Fonzie a superhero. And it was before that they started doing that. But that's where the term came from. But hey, listen, don't blame Henry. He just has put a career together of absolute class and dignity, and what an unbelievable career every which way. Henry Winkler has been our very special guest, the great Henry Winkler. Frank McKay signing off, and if you have kids, you have young kids, get Hink Zivsa, and you won't be disappointed. Kids loved that series, and I'd love to have him on again talking about just his writing. Henry Winkler, once again, has been our very special guest. Frank McKay signing off. We'll see you all next time.
You've been listening to the Hollywood Chronicles with Frank McKay. Tune in next week for more celebrity interviews with your favorite Hollywood stars.